My name is Cora Taylor, and I'm a clinical psychologist. The purpose of this short video is to provide families with a quick tip to support their child or adult with a disability in the home. Today, I'll be talking about visual schedules. Visual schedules are a very powerful tool to help clarify expectations about what is happening now, what is coming next, and sometimes even what is going to happen for the entire day. Many children have trouble transitioning from task to task, so this sets a clear expectation about what is going to happen and in what order. For some children who have trouble coming off of preferred tasks, it helps to communicate to them when that preferred task is going to be available again. When we remove or stop a preferred task, a visual schedule will let the child know that this doesn't necessarily mean that we are taking that toy or activity away for the rest of the day. It's likely that they are allowed to have their preferred activity, such as an iPad, back. Using a schedule, we can call their attention to when it will be available again. It's important to remember to build those preferred tasks into the day frequently. If a child looks at their schedule and sees that they have one preferred task planned into their day, and that task occurs at 10 a.m., whenever the preferred task is over, they are not going to have the motivation to complete the other required tasks in the day. As adults, we often build in a preferred activity right before bed, like watching a favorite TV show or writing in a journal. So don't forget to include your child's nighttime routine, especially motivating parts of that routine for them, which may be one-on-one time with a parent or having a story read to them. Schedules also help clarify abstract concepts like not now, later, or soon. Those may not be concepts that your child understands, and sometimes may mean different amounts of time depending on the activity. You can add in the use of timers to help give very clear communication about when a certain activity will end. I prefer to use timers for non-preferred activities rather than preferred activities. There are also apps that you can download to your phone that show more visual representations of timers, or you can use a stopwatch or a countdown. Visual schedules are very appropriate for and can be modified for a variety of ages and developmental levels. For younger children and at lower developmental levels, visual schedules can be actual objects. For example, we may have an actual pencil or crayon to signify that it's time to color. As the child picks up the item itself tells the child what they're supposed to be doing. As children get a little older, we can start to use pictures. This is one you see fairly commonly, often line drawings or photographs of what the child is supposed to be doing. Photographs are helpful for children who don't yet quite understand that drawing is a representation of an activity. Sometimes pictures can also be paired with written words if the child is learning to read. As children get even older, we can transition that to be just words for kids who are able to read fluently. At times, parents express concerns that visuals are going to be a crutch for children in the long run, and they aren't going to be developmentally appropriate over time. But most adults actually use visual schedules too. They are more complex than the visual schedules that we may use with our children. Mine includes a calendar and also bulleted checklists of to-do items that may be sorted by categories or broken down with different degrees of detail, but it's still a visual schedule to help keep me on track. Perhaps one of the most powerful things about visual schedules is that they can grow with the child and be constantly modified to match the child's skill set, while not changing so dramatically that the child needs to be retaught how to use them. One limitation to visual schedules is that sometimes things change, and if a child is particularly attached to their routine, a last-minute change may be distressing. I encourage families who use visuals to occasionally plan a deliberate schedule change and sub in an oops card into the child's schedule. This not only allows children a chance to practice coping with unexpected events, but also ensures that the unplanned event happens at a time when parents or caregivers are prepared for it to happen and ready to provide support to coach the child through the change. For example, maybe we get to iPad time and the iPad needs to be charged. Oops, what fun thing can we do instead while we're waiting for the iPad to charge back and power back on? It's important to, after whatever brief disruption is planned, that you return to the schedule immediately after. We want to teach children that sometimes something unexpected happens, but then we get back on track as soon as possible. We can also use visual schedules to help break down complicated tasks. So once a child learns how to use a schedule, we can really use it for so many things. It doesn't always have to be the order of events in their day, but also could be different steps embedded with bigger tasks, like steps involved in brushing your teeth. We hope that you found this quick tip helpful, and thanks for watching. We appreciate that many of you are looking for resources to help while children are out of school and without therapies.